Funny how we have all the three top GPO Zerg players still in the tournament. Yeah, the three top GPO players just in general, Kuro. They are. So it ended up being. I feel like for people who are, I feel like if you would just look at the bracket at the start today, this would be what most people would expect.
Yeah, it's almost like it would be called the Grand Zerg Open at this point, the Grand Southeast Asian Zergs Open. It's almost every time I tune into it's these guys in the top 3. Maybe Pez sprinkles himself in there a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes the juror has a really good showing, or sometimes Ether decides to sign up.
Yeah, I think it's been a while since Ether competed, hasn't it? I'm gonna get him on top of it. I'd be like, hey, Ether, come on.
Be appreciative, but I think we'll get into it later as we go into Oxide LE. We all oxidize, we all breathe. Wait, technically that means the insides of us oxidize because we're breathing. But then again, the outsides of us also oxidize a bit because they get exposed to oxygen, right? That's something along those lines. Anyway, in the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, the Blue Zerg player coming down from the land of Hong Kong. He is the Joey himself. Looking to turn this around. This rematch around is what I meant. Currently teamless, we have GogojOey.
Quite the intro there, and in the top right we have our Red Zerg from India playing for Downfall. It is Demi.
Seether has literally played in 2, as Light is quickly informing us, or confirming us.
Yeah. 46? That's poor form.
Yeah. May as well be 4. But I do believe that every time he signed up, he also won in those 2 times.
Oh.
Yeah, not sure.
I guess he'll have to his win record.
Yeah. You're just satisfied with that, you know? I've done enough. Yeah. Now I must escape to Tarkov.
And Light's also providing some cool little medal stats out of the 45 past Grand Platypus Opens. We have Demi on 15 wins, and me and Mike are right behind him, looking to tie him up tonight maybe on 14, and GogojOey sitting on 9.
Yeah, GogojOey definitely a little bit behind, but not by much. Definitely still has the opportunities to catch up. I mean, we have we have a couple more in 2020, and obviously we're not going to be stopping in 2021.
Yeah, and we have a lot of stat talk, but we also have a game. And it has been a bit of a passive open here from both players. No one really going on the offensive early, no one being like, hey, let's make a lot of stuff. So pretty safe Baneling Nest opener here from GogojOey, pretty standard play. But Demi, he's looking like the one to turn things up here.
Yeah, already going for a bit. And I say a bit, but that's actually quite a lot of links for this stage of the game. Now, GogojOey will have the Baneling Nest out fairly soon, so we'll be able to have some defenses, but Link Speed has just kicked in for Demi.
Yeah, he's going to rush at third base, and it looks like he should be able to get this cancelled. These lings are quite late from Joey, but he's going to bypass the third and go straight into the base. I feel like it's a missed opportunity here for Demi.
I don't think he realizes that third base is there. If he did, he would probably have gone straight for it. Banelings are almost going to be finishing up, but Demi does not want to take any unnecessary risks, so he will back right on out of there.
Oh, man. I felt like he missed out on such a big opportunity there, Demi.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. He is looping the links around, but getting a little bit sidetracked with GogojOey's links that are going for a scout. Demi is going all the way back home.
Yeah, he's making sure he doesn't get in. He's got that lair on the way, and he does not want Joey scoping that right now. He's actually Oh, okay, interesting. So there's not going to be a mute play here from Demi. He's going to go for the +1 roach speed timing attack.
Huh. All right, not at all as what I was expecting with that quick lair coming out, but I guess I can see it paying off.
GogojOey just snuck these banelings across the map, but Demi, plenty of queens holding up the top of the ramp. So he's headed off quite simply from here. And this is going to end up being a really scary timing here from Demi, because GogojOey's Roach Warren is only just about to finish. He's got no layers. He's not going to have roach speed. He's not going to have +1. Demi's going to be able to get in here, do a lot of damage, and if he does somewhat start to get held off, he can escape with not taking too many losses with that roach speed.
Absolutely, and I mean, I'm just looking at the avenues of attack in this map, and for now, I think that there is a chance for GogojOey to try to set up a bit of concave, right? Try to force Demi to fight into him, but again, there are just so many rocks that Demi has the opportunity to clear. I'm just looking at one on the left. That's absolutely a flank potential. Yeah.
It's not too great, but once again, GogojOey is going to go on the offensive here. He's got roaches back at home to defend Demi against a big swell of lings, so that's going to be a pretty handy hold. But I think Demi just ran a bunch of his lings and died to a baneling.
Is that what happened? Jeez. So I had to remake all those. I feel like GogojOey has bought himself I don't want to say he's bought himself enough time, but he's definitely bought himself quite a bit of time. Demi, I like this. He's not going for that attack anymore. He is instead going to be going for his sort base. Going to be playing it out a macro game from here on.
Yeah, and I think with all the aggression that Demi's been putting on and all the defense he's had, I think it's actually made him forget roach speed. Because he's getting +2 missile attacks now, and he doesn't have roach speed researching.
You're right. Oh dear. See, his attention has been split just a little bit too thin here. And GogojOey, okay, that's not a ninja base. That's just a master links. I was looking at a mini map and I was thinking, whoa. Yeah. No, just getting ready for a run by.
I think with Demi's upgrade advantage that he's going to have here, he's going to have quite a... Oh, okay. He does get characters here, GogojOey, but he's going to be down a missile attack. And I think with just that alone, he won't have to worry about roach speed too much if he hits with enough.
Exactly, but he will still have to keep the positioning of the roaches in mind. So I'm just looking at GogojOey right now. I'm looking at both players. One eye I'm almost cross-eyed at this point. I'm looking to see which one of them first pulls the trigger.
Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone really wants to pull a trigger so far, because GogojOey is setting up for if Demi pushes out onto the map. As you can see, he's had his lings just trying to find an opening. He's waiting for Demi's roaches to move out so he can send those lings in. So GogojOey wants to do a draw and attack. Whereas, I think Demi just wants to have a lot.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a clash of styles going on here, or a clash of philosophies even.
Yeah.
You know, Demi trying to sort of brick it, max out as fast as you can, and just push across the map with that numbers advantage, whereas GogojOey, I mean...
Well...
Trying to catch it out.
The scary part here for Demi now is that now that the longer the game goes without roach speed, it's going to get really hard for him, because when GogojOey gets out onto the map, he can attack and retreat, whereas Demi can't chase him if he takes an advantage.
What if he juggles the roaches, Warp Prism style, as a drop alert does sort of go across the map? But GogojOey should have gotten his eyes on it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he saw that with his lings over there. And just posturing around trying to see if there's an opening here. GogojOey is... Oh! But back into... Maybe he didn't see it. Maybe he did see it, Sano.
No, maybe he didn't. He looks like he's setting up for his own punch. He's got his entire army out on the map. But he does see it with an Overlord on the left side of the map. But is he reacting? No, he might not have seen
it yet. Oh dear. This 4 roaches. I mean... It is only 4 roaches, but when you don't have any defenses out, they can do quite a bit of damage. quick pull coming out here from GogojOey, and will send a couple of his roaches back, but the queen goes down. There's no anti-air to really pressure that Lord here.
Yeah, well, it took nearly a max out for Demi, but his roach speed was finally on the way too, so that's going to be nice for him when he gets to that maxed out stage.
Look.
And both players, look, this has been one of the most passive ZvZs I've ever seen. Both players are doing
honestly
around 10 minutes.
I feel like this is the worst case scenario if for someone who hates roaches and ZvZ.
Yeah, we got.
They look at this game and they just think, man, this confirms my bias against roaches.
Oh man, there's so much going on right now. So big attack coming in the front here from Demi, and counterattacks from GogojOey coming in as well. Natural and the main under attack.
Those things finally found their way in. And they're wreaking a lot of havoc in this mineral line, forcing a couple of these roaches from Demi back, which is pretty important as both players are maxed out. And now GogojOey, he's gonna have the bigger army for this engagement. Don't know about better necessarily. Good Biles. Gonna be taking out a decent number of these overlords. It's gonna be harder for GogojOey to remax.
Dancing around those bars, GogojOey, he did finally clean up the roaches in his main base too, so he can finally reinforce and push this back, and he does take an army supply advantage, and he has +2 carrier base on the way. So he does have an upgrade advantage coming his way as well. The Lings still haven't been taken care of in the main.
Somehow. Well, I guess that's just +2 carapace for you. Coming into this flank. You love to see it. And now, I mean, Demi, his army is split. GogojOey splitting up his own army, gets a bit of a concave. The Biles do get dodged. And Demi may have just about been able to hold here, but look at the production bar right now. GogojOey absolutely coming to reinforce.
Yeah, this is so strange. This game's like so low econ, but such big armies. Like none of them have reached 60 workers, like or going over 60 workers. They're just really focused on that army count. We saw like a 140 army supply go up against a 140 army supply.
Is that what? Wow. Well, I guess you do want to, when you are going max out army versus max out army, you want to cut a couple of drone corners to just get a bit of a bigger army than your opponent.
And that's the upgrade advantage bad to kick in here for GogojOey, fighting on 2 fronts, and that armor upgrade kicks in.
Yeah, but the positioning on the west side favors Demi a little bit, but not going to be the case whatsoever here on the east side.
Yeah, Demi takes a kick, he loses that 4th base, and then he's still winning on both sides.
I cannot believe what I'm looking at. GogojOey somehow found the perfect way to split his army up. And Demi, I mean, he's going back and forth between the western front and the eastern front, but GogojOey forces his way in. Good Biles there.
Got the Ravager advantage here as well, gonna force Demi to dance.
And I feel that this is just about gonna be the final engagement. The concave favors Demi, but the numbers hard favor GogojOey. GG is called. And it took a while to get there, but what an explosive finish to that game, Sano.
Yeah, big shout out to Kuro for keeping up with that game there.
Yeah.
There's so much action all over the place.
Absolutely. I wouldn't have even been able to keep up with that. Like, I can't even multitask in-game. Somebody did that out of game? Like, jeez.
Yeah, there's so much counterattack. So they just like, after that first little pressure there from Demi, I feel like I still feel like missing out on that third was a big opportunity for him to kind of like stamp himself in the game. Like if he killed that, kept his Lings there, and took a third behind that, like he still would have been safe to go for his +1 roach and forget his roach speed, but he still would have been in a pretty fine position, and he would have just had like that really nice little economic punch.
But I guess the Fates had something different in mind this game. So Roach Wars being thrown down.
Yeah,
or it had to happen.
Interesting little plays there from Demi to try and get himself all little advantages here and there. He tried the Roach drop action, but yeah, just didn't seem quite fruitful in the end. It looks like he got kind of thwarted at first, came in the second time, didn't really manage it, and it just got cleaned up. I'm pretty sure the Overlord actually died to the Queen there.
Oof.
And Gogo, he was pretty well set. Like they both never really got into each other's economy too much. They both were fairly on equal footing until the upgrade advantage kicked in.
And that is going to be the reason why we should all be looking at Demi right now, see if he searches things up. I mean, probably is thinking, okay, I can't quite face GogojOey if we both do this max out as quickly as we can kind of game. So I'm going to have to see if I can search things up a little bit, maybe be the aggressor earlier on, or try to do something to keep pressure onto my opponent. And thank you very much, Lord Loken, adding $10 to the prize pool. These players are absolutely going to be appreciating it. Light is going to be appreciating it, and we appreciate it.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, Lord Loken, always a supporter of the Ducklings. Something we always love to see. It's been what I think he does. We know he holds the record for amount of gift subs given, but we don't know to what extent. I mean, Turbo Quacker is another one, but I feel like Lord Loken has his number there for a while. Last I checked, Loken at 69. Nice.
Very, very nice.
It's a good number. And speaking of good numbers, well, Romanticide. LE, of course, standing for Lovers 11. Lovers for 11 years. Or maybe you have 11 lovers. I'm not sure. That's entirely open-ended. It's up to you to figure out what you want to interpret. In the top left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Zug player coming down from the land of India. He is representing Downfall Gaming. The Shark himself, the champion, or the highest champion of Grand Platypus Open. Can he maintain his title, or is he going to be in a bit of trouble tonight as Mio Micah slowly inches closer? He might not even be able to assert himself against that player. Well, we'll see. We have Demi.
And down in the bottom right, our Blue Zerg out of Hong Kong was 2-0'd by Demi in the previous series, but he's pulled it back to a 1-map advantage in round 2. It is GogojOey.
Yeah, I guess it is also worth noting. It seems like GogojOey has sort of reflected quite a bit from that previous series. I mean, they call it the rematch curse, but it just comes down more to, okay, and during the off time after that series, the losing player just took the time to watch the replays and think, okay, how should I switch things up and whatnot.
Yeah, I also think a little bit of like momentum and mindset comes into it too, right? So like GogojOey's just come off a big map win against Azure, 30 minutes played, and Demi just come out of a 0-2 crushing from Mio Micah.
Yeah, and he's had to wait quite a while for this.
Yeah, so like GogojOey's fresh, he's feeling good. He's got a win on the map. So there's a lot of pressure on Demi right now to bring himself back into the series.
Yeah, if he loses this, then that is his entire tournament run gone. A third place finish, respectable, but unfortunately not going to be given a payout. And Demi really, I feel like every player who signs up, they are looking for that massive payout that comes to a championship, or at least a runner-up, as a consolation.
And this is looking very similar to game number 1 already. We see Demi going up to 8 or so links, and GogojOey just opening kind of standard, that bailing Ness into third base.
Yeah, a bit more of the defensive. He's playing a bit more defensive than I think I'm used to. Oh, prevents the scout from coming out.
Just got scouted there, so this is going to be a little bit better of a defense here for GogojOey, and this time around Demi's not swinging by the third base. He's still going to try and jump onto the face of Demi, but 2 queens on the ramp, a bunch of lings about to spawn, but he's going to go for the third base this time around. I like this more.
Yeah, really just covering his bases, making sure that he doesn't miss an opportunity. So we'll get quite a bit of a delay there before being chased.
Yeah, I think that was Demi learning from his mistakes in game number 1 there. Getting a cancel on the third base while he doesn't have one coming, it's definitely a lot better spot for him. And he's going immediately Roach Warren behind this as well. And now that he knows that the third base is a little bit later, if he can probably hit a way better timing this time around.
He absolutely can, and I think that is Demi has just about warmed up. Double Evo, mostly for the wall, but also gives him a bit of opportunity to maybe switch his tech up. Oh, the Banelight's starting to come in though for GogojOey, and one of them gets a pretty good connection. Let's see what these other two can get done.
Ooh. That was not the best trade in the world for Demi. He wanted to go straight into Roaches here. He's like almost completely stopped draining for a bit there. He was floating a bit. He was waiting for his Roach one to finish to make Roaches. But it was so dicey there that I'd say that's a hold. He forced GogojOey to go away. And I think that's really what he wanted to happen there.
Yeah, it really... The strategy of Demi right now really does hinge on the fact that GogojOey is unable to get into his base or slow him down with by any means. So I do agree with you there. The fact that he chased GogojOey all the way back, and now Demi, he's building up his Roach count. Eventually, he's going to hit a critical mass.
Oh, this
it's going to be very destroyed. The wall is wide open, and the Lynx managed to make it in. Are they going to get too much done, though?
It looks like they should get a Queen. No, he doesn't get a Queen, but he gets to be annoying.
Yeah, keeping the Roaches back
on everything.
Yeah. I mean, he's keeping the Roaches back home, but
yeah,
Demi was not going to be pushing out with that little, right? Or that few.
No, not just yet. Nah, the Roach count is too few.
Yeah.
But like the big thing here for GogojOey is that he gets to see the tech. He gets to see that Demi has a couple spare Evo chambers. He gets to see that Lair is done, and that he's dedicating to Roaches. So GogojOey, on the other hand, his third base is completed already. He can throw down his Roach tech. He starts his own Lair. It finishes. He starts Roach speed immediately. The disadvantage for GogojOey is that Demi went for the second upgrade.
That he did. Gonna be utilizing those extra Evo chambers, and so he will be up an upgrade for quite some time. And as you were mentioning earlier, Demi did not forget about the Roach speed. GogojOey go for the Evo chamber as well, the secondary Evo chamber. So trying to get the Carapace along with it, but yeah, I'm getting a bit of deja vu. I was hoping that Demi getting the quicker Goliath would mean a bit more action on the map, but no, I feel like we are still getting a case of neither player really wanting to push in until they're super comfortable.
Yeah, it looks like we are going to see that repeat of game number 1, but with the faster Roach speed this time from Demi, I think he might go for a bit more of a timing when his +1 Carapace finishes, or maybe when his +2. Yeah, I don't want him to wait too long, because if he waits too long, the +1 Carapace is going to be done for GogojOey, and he's going to have +2 missile. So I think he has to hit this timing at least when his Carapace finishes.
Yeah, but it's getting a little worrisome because if Demi were to push out now, he just has nowhere near the army supply he needs to take out GogojOey, especially looking at the defensive setup right now. That's a ramp, and that's a concave being set up, but GogojOey
yeah, he's going. Gogo's go for it. He's seen the army size of Demi multiple times, and Demi drained all the way up to saturate his 3 bases. But, oh, okay, Gogo's not going straight across. I felt like he almost could have, like, I think he had a big timing window there with the amount of Roaches he had, but he's slowed down to take out some rocks. I think that may help him miss the timing. This might help out Demi.
Yeah, it's a bit of a double-edged sword there. I mean, sure, it helps reinforcements coming quicker, but as you said, Demi, he's been able to get his +1 Carapace way before GogojOey was able to hit in. He was able to sort of spread his Roaches and get a bit of a split. Really good use of Contaminate.
Yeah, but it looks like Demi also got his upgrades contaminated. His +2 missile also got contaminated, so it's a bit of a trade-off there.
We'll see who can contaminate the other better.
Contaminated again. They both hit each other with contaminates.
Well, why not? But I feel like this is going to favor Demi quite a little bit more, as he was a bit more vigilant with getting a second contaminate out in that Evo chamber. So we'll be enjoying the +2 missile.
Yeah. I feel like their efforts are kind of null and void if they're not going to do anything with it, because it's just kind of like sat passively the whole time.
Yeah, well, we're starting to see a bit of posturing around coming in from GogojOey. Good battle sticking out the Overlord, but not completely unwilling to push into that choke point. So goes to the more open area.
It looked like GogojOey is way more on top of it this time around. He had roaches waiting in the main. He's got queens waiting in the third base.
Oh, it's so close that Overlord can almost go down. It goes down with the 4 roaches. But what about this natural base?
Was he waiting for the second one though? Was he ready for that one?
I think he was.
Like it, but his army's close by, so he's not going to take too much.
Yeah, especially with the creep connections coming down. And that's going to be enough of a deterrence. Demi not quite getting much done. And then we see the big tech switches coming in from both players. Demi committing to roaches, going for that Nidus, whereas GogojOey going for a Spire. I feel like the world has been topsy-turvy here.
Yeah, it's an odd spot here. Well, GogojOey obviously wants to have a good fight and then hard switch into Mutalisk. And if we look at the queen count for Demilov, he's only on 3 queens, so like his anti-air is pretty awful.
It very much is.
Notice, if he's not on top of this, or does he have any vision of this? I don't think he does.
I don't think he does. He doesn't. He has no vision of this base. Zano and the army for GogojOey. It is so far away.
Yeah, Demi loses his 4th base, but his entire army is going to spill out into the main, and it looks like it's just going to be a trade.
Yeah, good old-fashioned base trade going on, but I gotta favor Demilov right now. He still has a sizable army for defense.
Mutalisk have come out, starting to come out, 11 Mutalisk on the way, and the army supplies are so even. It's going to be such a weird little hold here. The Mutalisk are going to come up big in the defense back at home.
Yeah, they were even for a while, but GogojOey now pulling ahead. Somehow he's winning this push, and actually I know why. This is the main army versus half of the army from Demi. Yeah. Meanwhile, back at home, or the home of GogojOey, Demi is doing a decent amount of damage. Yeah, he does take out the Spire. But our Mutalisks are really going to be the major threat here, and I feel like Demi doesn't quite have enough to deal with that as this game goes on. He is going for the Hydra Den, though, so eventually he'll be able to turn this around. Is that a second Roach-Warren? That's a second Roach-Warren.
He might have thought he lost his Roach-Warren at the front, but he actually made it in the main base the whole time. So.
Well, you got to be careful, or you got to really make sure. And just like that, GogojOey has lost his lead. 13 drones have gone down for him, and now he's really got to do something very, very different to try to take this game.
Yeah, the big scary part here for Demi is that he's going to lose all map control for such a long time here. GogojOey can go up to 5 bases. He can keep this army at home for so long and get his economy back under control.
Yeah, and he's still going to do that. The only anti-air right now is in the form of Seg Defense. Massive Ling Run by coming in, trying to get some surrounds. And Nidus go up to the west side.
Yeah, here for these mutas, there's only a couple queens. A couple Hydras do pop out at the last second, but the Mutalisk have helped out so much in this fight.
They absolutely have. The Roaches are standing strong right now for Demi, and the Lings are doing so much right now for GogojOey, honestly.
Yeah, he does actually get a kill on the 3rd base. Demi is down to 2 bases as well. He's got Spines back at home to defend against counterattacks. And GogojOey's in such a good spot right now. He's still on 4 bases. He can lose a few workers here and there. He doesn't mind.
Yeah, he has just got the production up. And GogojOey is going for... I don't want to say he's going for a cheaper army, but Demi, I mean, he wants to invest into Hydra Lurker. And that's going to cost quite a lot of gas, which thankfully he does have a decent amount banked up. But how long is that going to last for him?
Yeah, GogojOey is going to keep the pressure on here. He's not going to slow down. He knows he has a big advantage here. Going to keep Demilov contained on these 3 bases while he just gets in a huge advantage. Like, he's 4 bases. He could take a 5th whenever he wants. But he's just going to try and kill him. He's sick of this game, man.
Oh, I'm not sure this is necessarily the right move, but he does have the army advantage. Has a very high army advantage. The Lings come in for a flank. Demi does not know where to fire at. And it looks like Demi's going to be able to pull out of this. The DPS of the Hydras absolutely helping out. But here come the reinforcements from GogojOey.
He can't keep this up. He doesn't have the economy to keep up the reinforcements properly. GogojOey can just keep flooding across this map. Mutalisk is still doing damage in the main base as well.
I tell you what, Sano, it all comes back to those rocks that were cleared earlier on in this game. Gives GogojOey a much easier time reinforcing one of the Roach Horns is going down. So Demi was right. He was going to lose at least one Roach Horn in this game. But yes,
This is gonna get weird now because GogojOey, he does have double the army supply, but he's trading inefficiently. He's trickling in his units, and they're trading poorly right now. He needs to regroup and go in for one big attack, but if he does, he gives time for the workers to come out. And actually, behind this, his worker count is actually pretty poor on these 4 bases. But he does have an overseer, so the workers just die instantly.
GG. Man, I was going to go into this whole thing about how, yeah, GogojOey is trading inefficiently, and I feared that he was going to trade even more inefficiently when the lurkers came out, and it turns out there was nothing to fear. GogojOey going to be winning that rematch 2-0, and it means our grand finals is going to be another one of those classic ZvZ matchups in the C region.
That'd be mayhem.
Sheer mayhem. Mio Micah versus GogojOey.
Man, there was such a big turnaround from GogojOey from the one game we saw in his loss 0-2. But yeah, he looks like he may have done his research there, as you were saying before that series. He's gone into the replays. He's coming off a big win. He's got the momentum behind him. And Demi, unfortunately, he's like under pressure. He was under pressure that whole series.
He definitely was, which is unfortunate, but yeah, I gotta admit, GogojOey, he played completely different from what we've seen in that upper bracket against Demi. He was so aggressive initially, and it didn't really work out for him. So what does he do? He just plays out macro, almost greedy even, and just focuses a bit. Well, he didn't really have to focus too much on the defense because he knew that Demi, even though he was putting in pressure, he was still pretty passive after the initial opening.
Yeah, if he set himself up each game to do that layer roach speed +1 timing, but it felt like he never wanted to fully commit to it. Like, he never moved out on the map to hit with the timing. He did some weird like ling attacks to try and slow down his opponent. Like the first game, I think it was unfortunately a poor decision for him to go into the natural. Second game, he made the right decision to go and cancel the third base. Oh, pardon me. But then unfortunately, he got caught with his pants down, right? Like, cause he had a couple of roaches out on the map with the queens, but he moved too far away from his wall, and then that massive swell of lings got in. And that just upset the game from there. Like, GogojOey had his third base. He got to see what tech was coming. He saw the lair was done. He saw road speed was on the way. And GogojOey's like, all right, I'm on 3 bases. I just need to make roaches. I just need to make more roaches than you.
Sometimes it really do be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I guess we don't really see it too often in ZvZ because that, funnily enough, that is the one matchup where you can't really say, oh yeah, Zork can afford to trade inefficiently or what have you. But yeah, I mean, GogojOey really figured it out that time. He could afford to trade inefficiently.